Phins for the win. All right, and welcome back to Phins Football Podcast. I am B Trill, and go ahead and give me those likes. If this is your first time, let me go ahead and get a subscribe. I want you to be able to get the latest news, updates, recaps, and predictions of Miami Dolphins football. So, let's go ahead and recap. We have a winning streak. Finally, Miami is winning. I like it. We won 2 games in a row for the first time all season. Miami has defeated the Las Vegas Raiders at home, and we are now 4-6. We are creeping up in the hunt to hopefully get that last wild card spot. So I'm going to go ahead and break everything down, but first I do want to keep saying thank you for tuning in. I do try to give everybody the latest updates, so I figure let's go ahead and break everything down right after the game. So today I was rocking my Tua jersey, one of my Tua jerseys, but he played a great game, so he got us the win. He was very efficient, especially on third down, which we'll go over some stats. But I did start showing everybody I've been breaking down during the game. So I've been doing a little bit of game notes, jotting everything down, kind of getting everything prepared. Instead, I used to watch the condensed version after the game and then go ahead and break everything down. But I'm going to start by going over some game notes. But first, let's go over a little bit of stats. So, the stats for the game. Let's go ahead and pull everything up. So, it was a good game. We were winning majority of the game. We had a lead majority of the game. And we kind of closed everything out. Our defense played great. Our offense played better. So we'll kind of go over everything a little bit. But right now I am kind of hesitant on watching the Bills-Chiefs game. So if everybody did see, unfortunately, the Colts did win. They did beat the Jets, so they do have 5 wins on the season, so we are still a game back from them. Let's hope the Broncos lose against Atlanta. I think they're currently winning, so we'll go ahead and do a recap and everything a couple days later. I'll probably do a updated playoff prediction, playoff stats, and playoff race. So I know I keep saying playoffs with us being 4-6, but it's out there. The chances are out there for us to make the playoffs. So let me first go over everything. So we won 34-19 in Miami, 1:00 game, and we beat the Las Vegas Raiders. So I'm going to go over Miami Dolphins stats. We have Tua. He was 28 for 36, meaning only 8 incompletions all game. I don't know if you saw the stats before the game, but he is leading the league in completion percentage. I think it was like 76%, 77%. With that, I think that actually makes his average go up a little bit. 28 out of 36. 288 yards. Of course, that Jonnu Smith big play does help his stats, but he almost got up to 300. So 288. Did have 3 touchdowns. So 2 went to Jonnu, 1 went to Tyreek Hill. He was sacked twice, but he did have a passer QB rating of 127.8. So let's go, Tua. Tua, you are showing that you are the man and you are the missing piece that we needed while you were out. So for all you Tua haters, you can go ahead and turn this off now if you want, but I'm a huge Tua supporter, and you see why. He's winning us games. Why would you be a fan of a team and hate on the quarterback that wins you games, that leads the league in stats that we need? Completion percentage. We need people out there completing passes because we did lean on the running game while Tua was out, but nobody was able to complete the passes like Tua does. Tua finds the windows, and we saw this game. he was able to buy some time. So Tua is developing more on his game. Again, he's still young. He only signed his first contract after his rookie contract last year. So he is still young. Other stats, we have Devon Achane. So I know I kept saying the three-headed monster. It's a one-headed monster. He had 17 carries, 73 yards, 4.3 average, which isn't bad, and that one touchdown. He did have that big 30-yard run as well, but that didn't lead to the touchdown. But it was 73 yards on the day. So I say that's a win. That's a good game. Of course, he didn't hit the century mark, but he did a lot better than everyone else. Malik Washington, he had 1 carry, 7 yards. Jalen Wright was only 4 yards on 5 carries. So not a good average, but even worse, Raheem Mostert. Sorry, again, I'm still getting over being sick. Raheem Mostert, 3 carries, -2 yards. So 0.7 yards per carry. That's not the three-headed monster that we're going to need to carry ourselves, hopefully, to the playoffs and in the playoffs, and hopefully win a playoff game. We need to get the running game going, not just Achane. So he is looking phenomenal. He also did catch, Achane did catch 4 catches for 32 yards, 1 17-yard catch. So again, he is a star. He's probably make the Pro Bowl this year, but Achane is one of our leaders on this offense. Speaking of leaders, Jonnu Smith. So again, I'm going to pat myself on the back because I have been screaming and yelling for Jonnu Smith to get more involved in this offense for us to win games. And what's happening? Ever since he's been getting over 50 yards, we've been having a great chance at winning games and putting up over 21 points. So, again, we put up 34 points. Guess what? 14 of those went to Jonnu. So he had that big touchdown pass, but he also had our first touchdown pass. So again, I'll be going over some game notes, but Jonnu Smith, 6 catches, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I think they did say that is his career high. So 16.8 on the average. So again, great job, Jonnu Smith. Tyreek Hill had 7 catches, but only 61 yards. So he did have that 1 catch for 18 yards, but only 61 yards on 7 catches. That shows that we're getting a lot of screens, a lot of dump-offs, just a lot of short plays, but, I mean, even that touchdown was a short pass. Jalen Waddle, he had 2 catches, 37 yards. So that big 24-yard catch and run. So, again, we need that out of Jalen Waddle. So we need more catches out of him. But we had Julian Hill, 2 catches, 28 yards. Also had a 17-yard long. OBJ, he only had 2 catches for 13 yards. 8 was his long. Malik Washington, 3 catches, 11 yards, 9 was his long. So both of that, we need them to step up a little bit more for the third wide receiver. But right now, it looks like Jonnu is our leading wide receiver with Tyreek Hill. And then it's kind of Jalen Waddle is only getting a couple catches. We need to get them more involved. Sorry, I keep watching this game. Right now, Buffalo's only up 6-0. But again, I kind of don't want Kansas City to go undefeated, but again, living in Rochester, I hate Buffalo, but we'll keep, and being rivals. Durham Smythe had 1 catch for 3 yards, Jalen Wright 1 for 2 yards. So that was our offense. Tua did have that 1 fumble, but hopefully, or good thing, Kendall Lamb did jump on that. So thank you, Kendall. Our defense, so for sacks, Zach Sealer, Calais Campbell, and Agba. So Calais Campbell and Zach Sealer were just playing out of their minds this game. Again, I'll be going over the game notes, but they were just playing phenomenal. Pass deflections, Ramsey had 2, and Quentin Bell on that 1 diving play was phenomenal. Let's see. Tackle for losses. Jordan Brooks had 1, Steeler had 1, Campbell and Agba, of course, with those sacks, they had 1. Ramsey had the big pick. Again, he didn't have to do much. The ball kind of came right to him. Thank you, Gardner Minshew. But Ramsey had the one pick, and that was late in the game. That kind of was wrapping things up and kind of sealed it because we were able to at least get 3 yards out of that. So, with that on the stats, kickoff returns, punts. We didn't punt the ball. We did not punt the ball. I mean, it was due to Miami having very long drives, but we didn't punt the ball at all. So kudos to giving Jake Bailey the day off and Mike McDaniel with putting together a great game plan to where we did not have to punt the ball, which led to us controlling the clock and controlling the win. Other things I do want to talk about with stats before I dive in is the team stats. So possession. I thought we would have had like 45 minutes of the possession. It only ended up being 33 minutes. 33 minutes, 12 seconds to 26 minutes and 48 seconds for the Raiders. I thought with our long drives that it would have been a huge landslide, but of course with them having the ball before half and then getting it again after half kind of helped. Well, I know we had it for 40 seconds, but that didn't really matter before half. Red zone efficiency. So we were 3 for 4 in the red zone. Raiders were 1 for 3. Raiders only had 60 yards rushing. We had 82. Passing, it was pretty even. 268, 271 Miami. Third down efficiency, 8 for 12. So good job, Miami. Tua kept completing it on those third downs. It was great jobs. It was kind of the red zone. Those fourth downs are the ones that we went for and that one field goal. So let's see what else happened. Third down efficiency for them, they were actually 8 for 14. So they were doing pretty decent. They're above 50% on the third down efficiency. So not bad. First downs, Raiders had 22. We had 25. So again, it was a great win. But I do want to dive into my game notes. So they're just kind of a recap as we kind of went through the game. So first thing is, the first drive was great. So again, it was 3rd and 7. Achane picked up 17 on that third down. But Crosby had, a punch or whatever he had on Liam Eichenberg that led to another 15 yards. So that's kind of how the first drive kept going. That was our first third down, and because we actually got that first down, we kept it moving, and it turned into a touchdown. But Liam Eichenberg, what are you doing that's pissing everybody off? It was Bobby Brown last week gave you a headbutt, and now Max Crosby is punching you in the face. So I don't know if a little bit of Christian Wilkinson rubbed off on you with the trash talk, but hey, it's leading to penalties, so I guess keep it going. But then there was a huge holding call on the Raiders on third down that led to 3rd and 20 after that Tua fumble. But we made them pay for their mistakes. So we ended up getting a touchdown. So it would have been a punt. But again, there was holding on that after Tua fumble. There was 3rd and 20. So we did a great job of capitalizing on mistakes. There was some good catch and runs by Achane and even one by Hill. But yeah, we went for it on 4th, and Jonnu got it for a touchdown. So we went 14 plays, 70 yards, 8 minutes, 13 seconds. That's great. That's how you have to control the ball, especially when we go against these high-powered offense. Keep them off the field. Keep our defense rested. Make sure that we control the game, control the ball. We have to do that by controlling the clock. So again, great drive. Very next drive with us on defense, Campbell, he had that huge penalty on the punt. I thought it should have been a block punt. It literally went right in between his arms. But that would have been a 3 and out. That did lead to a long drive, which did lead to a field goal, thanks to Sealer, who had that big sack on 2nd down that led to that little dump off on 3rd down. but led to the field goal. So again, our defense, bend don't break, led to a field goal. We're up at the end of the first quarter, 7-3. So Waddle, after the first quarter or second quarter started, he did one of those jump ball catches. Stop doing that. You dropped the ball that way as he did. He needs to stop using his body and start using his hands. That is one of Waddle's biggest downfall. But on the very next play, oh no, I'm sorry, not on the very next play, but when we went for it on fourth down, and Tyreek Hill did a little drag route, that was beautiful call. Beautiful call to pick it up. I don't know if I would have done it for fourth down. We were kind of on the edge of field goal range, but hey, good call, McDaniel. He actually did pull off. I know we go for it a lot on fourth down, I've realized. But the drive did stall in the end zone. We had OBJ in the back of the end zone. Then we had Waddle. He had to do, so if you do play Madden, one of those zig routes where you kind of like go to the outside and do a slant and cut to the inside, he had Waddle on that, but that's when we took the sack on third down. So he didn't get rid of the ball. We had to settle for 3. It was then 10-3, but it was a 16-play, 52-yard drive. We took 8:22 off the clock. So I like that. Keep that going. But we did have good defense at the end of the half. We did hold them to 3. Ended up being 10-6 at half. But after half, Benito Jones had good pressure that caused one of those Campbell sacks. Brooks also almost had that interception. Chop Robinson had the pressure. We had good third down throws to Tyreek Hill when it was 3rd and 4. Achane had some great vision on that cutback run where he ran it in. Ooh, did Chiefs score a touchdown? I think they did. Isaiah Worthy, yes, he did. All right, so Chiefs are up on the Bills 7-6. But then we had Malik Washington on that one end around where he was breaking tackles. I think it was that 7-yard run. Then we had Jonnu Smith with the quick. He caught the quick throw and had some yak after the run, after the catch. Then we had Achane had a huge run for 30 yards. So I like that because he just kept it moving. He kind of kept his balance, did the little spin move, kept it moving. But Brewer, he got called for holding, but then there was a face mask. It was a very, very late flag. I don't know what that was about, but I liked it because it was offsetting penalties. And then Tua bought some time, rolled out to his left on Tyreek Hill for the touchdown. So it was another drag route, another long drive, 97-yard drive. So we need to keep that going. I love it. So we went 14 plays, 97 yards, 7 minutes, 47 seconds on that drive to go up 17-6 with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the half. Or in the third quarter. Ramsey had a great blitz on that swat on the second down. And then 3rd and 8. It was a close spot, but the ball was short. The refs almost gave it to him. But then Madison had that 31-yard screenplay. Poyer then ran into Cater, which then Bowers broke a tackle for the touchdown. So it was getting close at the end. But Sealer and Jones had a huge stop on the 2-point conversion. We then basically, Achane, when he went up and scored that touchdown, we were up 24-12 with 10:36 left in the half, or left in the game. Quentin Bell made some diving plays. Our zone coverage was just all over the place. I'm looking at my clock. I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to say that big Jonnu Smith touchdown, that was beautiful. That sealed the game. And did everybody see what Tyreek Hill, he was kind of doing the Home Alone taunt in front of the Raiders bench. I thought that was hilarious. Jonnu Smith was wide open. But then Ramsey, he got the pick on the very next play. We then got a field goal, and we went 4-6 for the win. So that is my recap, my game notes, my stats. So thank you everybody who keeps watching, who keeps listening. Again, I know I'm getting over being sick, but please Give me that like if you haven't already. Keep subscribing. Share this video. Let everybody know I'm out there. Keep tuning in each week. I'm going to do a preview for next week. I'm going to do a playoff update. But as always, Fins up, family. This is Phins Football Podcast, and I'm out.